Okay, we're looking at the maxima, minima, and zeros motion pages of the applications of oscillation packet, the first page. So here we're looking at start first a position graph of an oscillator, and we're trying to figure out where the maximum speed is. Well, the velocity is the slope of the position graph, so we're looking for the places where the graph is the steepest. So if I look right in the middle of each graph, that's where it's steepest. The zero slope here, and then it gets steeper, and then on the top it's getting less steep. So these points are where it's going the fastest. And maybe one more. Okay, so if I look at two consecutive ones, what I see is that this is a big positive slope. So positive velocity. This is a big negative slope, so a negative velocity. So what the sign of the velocity means is the direction. So this one means that it's going in the positive direction. If our motion detector was below it, then that would mean it's moving up. And this one's moving in the negative direction, which would be down. So this is on its way from the lowest point to the highest point, and this one is on its way from the highest to the lowest. So each of these is a different direction. So what I mean here is that v is up and v is down. Okay, so each of these is a direction change as it goes over and over. So we're going to check this against the velocity graph. If I look down here at this moment in time, yeah, that's definitely where the highest speed is. It's up at the top of the velocity graph. Down here, yeah, definitely the lowest, but the direction is different. Again, this is a positive, so this is moving up, and this is negative, so it's moving down. All right. Next, we're looking at where the mass is at these points. So these points here where the slope is biggest, that's the middle of the graph. So this is the equilibrium point. So what we're saying is that the mass moves fastest when it's at its equilibrium point. As it passes through the middle each time, that's when it's moving most quickly. If we look at the graph to figure out where the velocity is 0, we're looking for, on the position graph, places where the slope is 0. So if I draw a tangent line here, that's a flat tangent line. Slope is 0, slope is 0, slope of 0. So at these points, the velocity is 0. If I look down to check, yep, that's where the velocity is 0. Okay, the value of the velocity at that point is 0. So we can see that the highs and the lows of the graphs don't line up with each other. They're offset. This is where position is at a maximum or a minimum. That means it has a 0 slope. So that's where the velocity is not at its maximum, but at its 0, at the middle point. And that pattern continues all the way through. So you need to be able to recognize maximum and minimum speed points and the 0 speed points from either the position or the velocity graphs.